Hey, what's up, my dudes? You know racing, right? No, I don't mean racing the sport, I mean racing the video game genre. Now, when it comes to this genre, just like every other genre, there's some good games and some are, well, unique in their own ways. I'm gonna talk some racing games that either flopped or are straight up garbage. Like I'm talking, they suck complete ass, okay, man? I want to make it clear though that this is my own opinion, and you can disagree if you want to. Now, with all this aside, let's begin the video. Asphalt's 8 Airborne is chronologically the 13th entry in the Asphalt series, despite the title. It was made in 2013 and published by GameLoft. Now, the core gameplay itself is pretty okay. There are 21 locations and 65 playable tracks. There is essentially no story, and you progress through this game via seasons. The currency in this game is known as credits, tokens, and fusion coins. You buy cars and upgrade cars with these currencies. Cars at times, however, can be ridiculously expensive. Hey look, there's even a battle pass. This game really checks off all the boxes to be a crappy racing game. Handling itself is also too easy when you have a pretty fast car, and drifting is done with a single button press. There is no difficulty to this whatsoever. Something weird I noticed, which I'm not sure if it's just me, is how every now and then my car just stops accelerating, such as when I fly off a ramp and when I land on the ground. Even though I'm still holding the accelerate button, I stop. I have to press the accelerate button again to begin accelerating again. You can also buy each of the currencies that I mentioned before with real life money, and that's where the pay to win comes in. Microtransactions are heavily pushed in the game. However, it's free to play, so what do you expect? Now, I actually used to play this and I thought it was good. Now let's talk about the multiplayer. There are two types of multiplayer. There's the World Series and the Gauntlet. The World Series is more of just a live multiplayer, and when I played it, it was pretty okay. But something I noticed, every time I get touched slightly by another car, my car just gets destroyed in the most brutal crash ever. And you can also buy temporary upgrades such as double credits and full nitro boosts in each race. These can also be bought in multiplayer, which provides an unfair advantage. Now let's talk about the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet basically lets you choose between 5 cars, and between those 5 cars, you switch between them automatically during a single player race. Hey, look, I can watch an ad to get more credits. You also gain rewards from fighting against your opponent's ghosts. Now, this game is really mediocre. The gameplay is super repetitive. And do I really need to talk about the microtransactions? Because there's like so many of them. Like way too many. Now, it's also a mobile too, which as a mobile game compared to the other garbage there, it's good. But as an actual racing game on PC, it's really mediocre. So now, let's talk about our next piece of garbage. Need for Speed is a racing franchise you all know, but did you know it had a rally spinoff which really sucks? Now, a lot of things about this game suck, but let's begin about the handling. The handling is very bad. You turn once and your vehicle will experience the most horrific crash ever, alright man? Now at first, this just might seem like a skill issue, but it really isn't. You turn a bit too much and your car would just flop right over, alright? Now, this might not seem like a big of a deal either, but it pretty much is. In rally games, handling and how you turn your car is what matters a lot, alright? And if you're just turning, and it's not you, it's just the car that's just flipping over all the time, then that just pretty much shows how dog shit that game really is. And now let's begin about the tracks. There's not much variety across the tracks, and they all feel like generic copy-paste of one another with different textures. They're all just mostly straight without that many difficult turns. Like every single one is like this, not a single one is different. They just feel straight, boring, and just uneventful in general. It's just a super bland game, completely. There's nothing good I can really say about this, but actually, there is one good thing I can say about this. If you slip a little too much, alright, your car just drifts a little too much, you will experience the most horrific crash ever. Like, I am talking just terrifying. I was traumatized by these. Okay, I'm joking with you. Obviously, these crashes are dog shit, alright? Now, as a rally game, this is just really horrible. And as a racing game, it's just super boring. When I played it, it felt more of a chore than an actual game. Now, this game is absolutely amazing. No, actually, it's the Mona Lisa of racing. It's got amazing vehicles, beautiful graphics, a wider range of tracks to select, which are all equally amazing to race on, the greatest collision system on Earth, even better than BeamNG, and the AI is the best AI I've ever seen in any racing game. I couldn't even beat it once, but it's so good too. This should be considered the best racing game of all time. Kidding, it's garbage. This is one of those games that are so bad, it's good. You can't even take it seriously because of how garbage it is. I love this game because of that fact. To me, this is one of the games of all time. There's also its weird cousin named Midnight Race Club Supercharged. It's essentially a carbon copy of it, but there's sports cars. Honestly, Big Rigs was better because it's got trucks, man. Those are amazing. Now, I just can't take this game seriously at all whatsoever. It's obvious the guy who made it in less than 2 hours. So, that's why it's pretty much dog shit. Well, that was it for some really bad racing games. Honestly, for most of these games, I actually did have some enjoyment out of them. But they have really big flaws that if you don't look deeper, you won't be able to find them. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I don't see you again.